What's going on, guys? It's Patrick here, and welcome back to another episode of the SmithSquad Podcast. This is episode 61, and we're joined today by NoahJ456. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, dude, this is another just cool little, another cool podcast we got going on here. So, I guess first question I kind of want to ask you, and this is usually what I ask someone when they're a YouTuber and I get on here, is like, what got you into YouTube?
Oh gosh, it's like an embarrassing story. Like those first videos that people make, like most of the time, those like get deleted and they never come back. But like I still have my first channel on YouTube that I created. Like NoahJ456 wasn't my first. My first was kind of like a skit channel with some of my friends that were in my neighborhood. I think we were in like fifth, sixth grade, and I had just gotten my first laptop. Like I had Windows Movie Maker on there, and I had my mom's old like kind of cassette recorder camera thing, and that was the only one that we could use like outside. So we would go out, record videos, and kind of like record, and then we would go back home, record the TV screen with another camera that had to be plugged in because it had no battery pack. But that one was digital, to transfer that onto the Windows Movie Maker, and then I would edit them up, and we just created like the worst skits of all time that we thought we were hilarious. But that was kind of like my start to YouTube, and those videos are still out there somewhere. I don't know if I'm planning on revealing those anytime soon. Maybe like I don't know, some sort of special video for like something big, like a million subscribers or something. But yeah, it's that was kind of my start, and then I created my NoahJ456 channel because that was kind of like a joint owned channel that I had with some of my friends, and from there that was just kind of like, hey, I like gaming. I bought a Easy Cap, if anyone was around back in those days.
Oh yeah, Cap, I remember the Easy Cap.
Yeah, and the Dazzle, all those
classic.
So got some of those. That's kind of where I started. Made some started with Call of Duty 4 and Skyrim, and kind of made my way through YouTube from there. That was the beginning.
Damn, man, that's really weird. I have a very similar start as you. I actually started with skits as well, and I used to watch guys like Smosh and oh
yeah, dude, they're like role models.
Yeah, and then from there I got a vlogging channel, and then from there I started a YouTube channel. It was actually kind of weird because on my vlogging channel I screen cap Shino Numa the first day it came out, and like zombies wasn't a thing back then, like, you know, the random videos, but no one really did zombies seriously back then, and I just happened to upload a video, and then years later I eventually came back to it. So how many years have you been doing YouTube for then?
NoahJ456 is 5 years old, is over 5 years old. I think it's 5 years and a couple months at this point. And then, if counting that kind of skit time, that's probably like at least 8 or 9 years on YouTube. It's been a long time. It hasn't always been like serious, like upload schedule. Like it used to be just kind of like do a video like maybe once a week if I have time. Yeah. A lot of other stuff going on, but overall, including the initial start, it's been like 8 or 9 years.
That's awesome, man. People don't realize YouTube is a grind. It's not this thing of, I'm going to start tomorrow and get there. It is years for most people. People don't realize that. So you started with Skyrim.
Yeah, Skyrim was my first gaming game that I put on my channel. And I just play, I think I have something ridiculous. Like, I kind of got away from Call of Duty a little bit on whenever World at War, kind of like Modern Warfare 3. I don't remember exactly what the timing was, but like Modern Warfare 3 time, World at War. I wasn't playing as much Call of Duty. I played just ridiculous amounts of Call of Duty 4, but that's still my favorite COD at this game. So whenever the other ones came out, I was like, I'm going to kind of switch it up a little bit. And I have probably like just a ridiculous number of hours on Skyrim. And I was like, hey, I bought this Easy Cap. Might as well use it for Skyrim as well as Modern Warfare 2 and everything. So decided to go over to Skyrim and do little tutorials that just had text on the screen. Like I was too embarrassed to put my voice on it and everything. So
oh wow, that's old school stuff right there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you went Skyrim, and then as I recall, did you go to Black Ops 2 Zombies from there?
Yeah, Black Ops was kind of my initial initial like growth on the YouTube scene. I think I got up to like 2,000 subscribers doing Skyrim, and I thought that like I was just over the moon that I had people watching my videos, and like I would get 400 views on a video and just flip out. Like, so I think that's the most excited I've ever been on YouTube, which is kind of weird considering like
right though.
Both of us at this point, like we like grow our channels by the entire like my entire first year on YouTube. I grew that like in the last 2 days, like nowadays. But I just remember that time seeing those numbers starting to go up and like getting people watching your videos.
Yeah, it's
like,
so surreal at that point because you don't know. There's no, oh yeah. I mean, you wake up today and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get a certain amount of views, and you're not like, it's not like I demand this and I expect this, but it's just what you're used to, what your channel does. But back when you're starting out, it's so surreal because you don't know if you're gonna get the views, and it's like, wow, this person really wants to watch me. That's so cool, and it's such a great feeling. Yeah,
that's honest. Honestly, that was I wouldn't say my favorite time on YouTube, but that was like you said, the most surreal time where it was just such a good feeling that people wanted to watch you, and like people were watching your videos and seeing the content you were putting out for the first time.
Yeah, I think it's just the nostalgia of that. I definitely would say that where I'm at right now is probably my favorite time on YouTube. I mean, every day is like it's like just every day is cool for me now. But I think yeah, I don't know. There are a lot of points on YouTube towards the growth, like getting larger, that I found was a lot of not good vibes. I was like really unsure where my channel was gonna go, and just like really wondering if it was ever gonna work out for me. That part of YouTube sucks. The first part's good, and then you realize like you kind of have a potential and might be able to go somewheres, and then most people I know experience some resistance through that at some point, where it's a period of slow growth, and then I don't know,
because it's the trade-off between like, okay, it has potential. Like I see that people are watching my content. Like I'm starting to get fans, which is just awesome. But at the same time, like one thing that a lot of viewers and people who haven't tried making videos before, which by the way, if you're listening right now, you haven't tried just doing a YouTube video for fun, no matter how like slow your computer is or how bad your recording equipment is, it's such a fun experience to just make a video and like have a finished product and put it out there. And that's one thing that I do suggest to a lot of people is just, if anything, make a video just for fun and have it out there and be like, yes, this is something that I created.
Yeah, but, I mean, you're part of it, right? If you're a viewer, you're still part of it, and you never know. I mean, I never thought YouTube would be a thing for me. I always just did it for fun, and it was a hobby, and I hit a point where I was like, all right, this might be a thing. I remember last summer, like there was just, my channel was really weird. It like was slow for 2 years, and then all of a sudden I just like hit a point, like a critical mass, and it just kind of exploded all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And I remember like last summer I had that growth, and even then I was like super doubtful. Like I went from like 100 subscribers today to the next day I woke up and I had like 2,000 subscribers, like 2,000 new subscribers, and it was like, whoa. And even at that point, I remember it was like, yeah, I don't think this is gonna last. And I don't know how you feel, but I'm always very doubtful of my channel. I'm always like, yeah, this is going well now, but this is not gonna end. I think that almost drives me though to never stop putting out good content, because it's like I don't know, nothing is guaranteed, so I just want to continue to pump that out and just do the best job I can.
It's all about consistency and YouTube uploading, and that's kind of like the thing that just normal viewers who haven't tried to make a video before, like that's one thing that is kind of foreign to them, and it's not like their fault, but it's YouTube takes up so much of your time between like knowing what you want to record, actually if you're recording with other people, getting it together, doing the rendering, doing the thumbnail, everything takes like a ridiculous amount of time, and it's kind of the trade-off of like, is this time that I'm spending doing all this, like, is it going to turn into anything, or am I literally just sitting here all day and making a video that is going to get one view? And that's like me clicking on my own video. So
yeah,
it's kind of a trade-off, but whenever it does pay off, that's just a really, really good feeling.
Yeah, I think that's why you got to enjoy it, because if you're just doing it for the views, you're going to see, I got one view for all these hours of work. It's not worth it.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So okay. So Black Ops 2, you got into zombies right when Black Ops 2 came out, and how far did that get you? Because I do remember you. I remember seeing your channel at some point during Black Ops 2, and I was a lot smaller than you at that point.
Right.
Like,
right.
how much did you grow during that?
So the initial, I only kind of remember two key points during Black Ops 2, but I remember I got the game a week early, like shady Craigslist deal, like back alley, swap the money, grab the game, like classic how everyone gets the game early. I got it about a week early, and I just found this guy on the servers were online super early, and I found this guy in zombies, and I didn't even know I was going to make zombies videos. I just wanted to get Black Ops 2 because I loved Call of Duty. And I found this guy playing on the servers, and in a weird way, I kind of like owe my success to him because we would just like play all the time. He had like some ridiculous like dank meme username or something like that, and we would just play all the time, like because he was the only other person I could find who was like online to play with. And we would just play Transit, and he like had the game for a while, and he kind of knew all the secrets, and I kind of told him about my YouTube channel. I was like, dude, you need to like record this and like make some videos. Like, I don't know, dude. I don't know if anyone would want to switch from Skyrim to come watch zombies and stuff. So and I like want to make my fans happy and everything like that. But he's like, nah, dude, you just have to try. I mean, you have like a good opportunity with having the game early. So I think when Black Ops 2, before Die Rise came out, Die Rise was DLC, the first DLC, I believe.
Yeah.
Before that initial Transit map, I think my channel went from like 2,000 subscribers to 20,000, and then the second kind of big boost was I remember during Buried, I had like the best channel growth I had ever had in my entire life, and that was like a huge explosion. I think I was around 80,000 at that point, and then from there it's kind of been just grinding my way through.
Just kind of steady growth with GTA, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. There was. I feel like there was a lot of small people in Black Ops 2 that got really big. Like I remember seeing you blowing up. There was another guy that did really well on Buried by the name of AU Kronos.
Yeah.
Kronos, yeah. And I remember he put out one video. It was just like a live stream of him playing, and it got like 1 million views. And he only had like 9,000 subscribers, and it was like, what?
Insane number, yeah.
It's like, how did this guy do this? He's getting like more views than Ali A on this thing, and I was like, just crazy. And then I remember Casper Z was another guy that was pretty big into the zombies back then.
He was really cool.
Yeah, it's really shitty that they lost both their channels.
Yeah, both of them. They were two guys who like loved Black Ops 2. I don't remember ever playing with Kronos, but I remember playing with Casper Z.
Okay.
And so yeah, that was just terrible that they lost their channels.
Yeah, man. And then there was the GTA boom, which I didn't really participate in. GTA is just not really a game I like it, but it's just something I can't play over and over and over. I just get tired of. But
yeah.
There are a lot of people that blew up off that.
Yeah, I remember, because I was at kind of like the point after Origins. I had done pretty much every single zombie video that I could have done with new content, and obviously there's going back playing the old maps, which people love. But I was just, I don't know, I had spent so much of my time playing zombies, and I didn't want my channel to just become attached to only zombies. That's all I can post, and if I would try to post anything else, like just people wouldn't enjoy it as much. And I don't know, it's kind of like a fine line, because I don't really consider myself a zombies YouTuber per se, but I'm like a huge zombies fan, and whenever there's zombie stuff that and kind of like leading up to Black Ops 3, I've been doing a lot more kind of the old zombies maps and catching back up and kind of going back through the storyline. I have like a 20-page notebook I'm filling up with storyline information right now.
Damn.
And just catching myself up and making sure I'm like up to date with it, because whenever new stuff comes out, kind of like with Exo Zombies as well, I just love to be like in the middle of it and solving the Easter eggs. And that's one thing that I love doing. That's probably my favorite part about zombies, is Easter eggs and storyline and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyone who watches me knows I'm not the best zombie player by any means. I just love doing it. I love solving things and figuring out what's what.
That's where I am. Like, I mean, I do zombies pretty much all on my channel, and I drive it into people's heads. I'm like, hey, you're not watching me for the best zombies videos. I never ever try to say that I'm the best zombies player, because that's just a rat race that I do not want to get into. Trying to grind to like round 100 is It's just not fun for me. It's just the same thing over and over and over. Like once you get to a certain round, it doesn't get harder. It just gets tedious and
longer.
Yeah, there's obviously there's a huge skill to it, and I think most of that skill at that point is just a lot of being really focused. It's not for me. Yeah. So I'm all about the entertainment part of zombies. I just like playing it, doing this and that. But yeah, no, that's something I wanted to ask you about the Easter eggs, man. You grind the Easter eggs. I am very impressed.
Yeah, whenever I tell people like I'll tell my friends or I'll tell my girlfriend like, hey, I'm gonna be like out for the count on Tuesday whenever this new DLC comes out, and then they're like, what's a DLC? I'm like, okay, it's a downloadable thing that like new map comes out. They're like, what does the new map have? And I'm like, okay. And after I finished explaining, I'm like, I'm gonna be out for the count. I'm not gonna be able to talk or like do anything. And I don't think people realize like how out of like reality I am for those for those times. Like for like especially whenever Origins and Buried came out, like those were solved relatively quickly, but they were solved within the first day that they came out. Like they come out at 3 a.m. They were solved by the end of the day. But for like Exo Zombies, there's not as I don't want to say there's like hate for it, but a lot of people aren't really attached to it in the same way that they are attached to obviously Treyarch Zombies.
Yeah, it's impossible to like Exo Zombies as much as Treyarch. Exactly. There's just not as much for them for fans.
So I mean, it's the combination of like not as many people going for it, and people aren't being as like motivated to go for it. But my love of the Easter eggs is ridiculous. Like I just love the puzzles and solving things and figuring out what goes where. So obviously there was no initial Zombies map, but whenever the first and the second DLC came out, I believe the first DLC didn't take as long. I think it was like 17 hours or something to solve it, and I was like the first person to have that recorded ending. I never say like I was the first person in the world to solve it, because there's always possible like some random person solved it who doesn't have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, but you were the first on YouTube.
Yeah, first on YouTube.
Probably
to get
the first in the world, realistically.
Yeah, hopefully. I actually was meaning to ask some of the people who work over there if there's a way to check that, but I need to remember that. If there's like a way to check who got the achievement first in the world or anything, that'd be really really cool to see.
I wonder if they have like a notification that's like someone has solved the Easter egg.
Yeah. That's like a really interesting demographic that they would if they would release that to the public. I don't know if they would or not.
So I know you've been just on fire with the last 3. How'd you do with the Buried and Origins one?
So I don't remember exactly. I know for Transit, like a ton of people had it solved before the game. I think before the game came out. It's kind of like after you do so many Easter eggs. Yeah, it's kind of weird whenever there's an Easter egg to be solved before the game is even out and people have it early. But I don't think I was as much on the grind for Die Rise. I think I was kind of busy with school and everything. But for especially Buried and Origins, I think one of my groups was the first to solve like the first half of Buried, like the either Maxis or Richtofen side. I don't remember. I'll have to go check. And then for Origins, we were like one of the first groups to complete it.
Okay. Who'd you do it with, if you don't let me ask you?
I'm trying to remember. I think I had I want to say Mr. Dalek JD was in there, maybe Mr. Raffle Waffles, all the misters.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that to my understanding, it was Dalek and Waffles, that group that got it first.
Yeah. So I was kind of playing with those guys. I remember playing. It's kind of confusing because we would like. Everyone would kind of be working on it together, like as a community, which was a really cool effort. And like you would get halfway through it, and then everyone would get stuck. Like everyone would just go down. Like, all right, we'll try again later. We'll get it on an earlier round so we can have more time to go look around. And so it was kind of a combination of a whole bunch of different groups, and like hopping in and out. I remember playing with Rat Austin, Starburst. There's a lot of guys, and I feel bad like if I would leave anyone out. But
right, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a lot of groups, and I think the difference is on Exo Zombies, it's like they're all solo Easter eggs, so there's more like focus on each person just kind of plays individually. And
yeah, it seems a little bit more separated. I mean, the Zombies community is pretty much the Exo Zombies community, and it's like the Zombies community. It's like, all right, we're gonna do Exo Zombies, but it's not really the thing.
Yeah.
But I think that's why the Zombies community is so connected, really. because of the Easter eggs.
Yeah, it like, I don't want to say it forces, but it like encourages everyone to work together and like have multiple teams working on it. And like, all right, what did you guys find?
Yeah.
Did you guys break the cipher? And I think that's really cool, and it's just like a cool dynamic of everyone wanting to solve something that like is ridiculously hard to be solved. Like if you think about it, how complex those Easter eggs are.
If you think about old school games that you play, like GameCube, PlayStation 2, N64, whatever, anyone at home played, you played, whatever. If you think about the Easter eggs in those games, it would be like little piece of writing on a wall somewheres.
Yeah.
If you think about how complex the zombies Easter eggs are, and then you imagine someone that plays casually, doesn't have an online connection, they just plays for themselves, trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Good luck. I don't even think I'd be able to figure out the staffs on Origins, let alone everything else. It would probably take me a year to figure that all out on my own.
Yeah, especially with Treyarch, because I know Exozombies, they kind of like help you through it a little bit. The quotes are more directly related to what you do. But we were talking beforehand about Origins. Like, I think Origins is one of the longest Easter eggs, to my knowledge, that like you, especially to do solo, because I know it's not possible to do solo Easter eggs on all the Treyarch maps, but it's just so much stuff you have to remember. And like, even if you've done it hundreds of times, I wouldn't say hundreds, but if you've done it like 10 times before, you come back a month later, you're like, all right, let me look at my steps real quick again.
Yeah,
look at my notes.
Absolutely. I was streaming
so much.
I was streaming the other night. I was just mentioning this to Noah. I was doing a solo Easter egg attempt on Origins. So I got all the staffs upgraded. That took me almost 2 hours. Mm-hmm. After that, that's like step one. I then had to get the Ordnance Strike grenades, throw it on the surface, get the Panzers to come out. I gotta shoot down the plane. I gotta, like, there's so many things. It's an insane Easter egg, and I like that Treyarch made it doable solo. I mean, it's ridiculous, and you're crazy for attempting it, but at least they have the option, because I'm mostly a solo player for zombies, and I don't like how a lot of them you have to have multiple people.
Right.
I think which ones can you do solo? Mob of the is Origins the only one on Black Ops 2?
I don't think you can do mob. No, mob definitely not,
because you need Weasel and another person.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I don't know, because I've never one thing about being like in the group of just zombies fans that does the Easter eggs, tries to be like the group that solves it and trying to work through it, and spending just like, I think my record is something like 50 hours without sleeping, just straight playing zombies, in and out obviously of like disconnecting from games, like going back in and then like maybe taking breaks to eat, but like staying awake for 50 hours. After you finally get that Easter egg completion, you do the tutorial, and I like put my tutorial out. I just hibernate, and I don't want to touch that map again for like another couple months, because it's just so much time. You know every single detail about that map.
It gets pretty disgusting.
Yeah, like it's a huge commitment, and I love it, which is why I do it.
Yeah, man, I got to give you props. I think like there's something, I don't know, there's just something about the Exo Zombies Easter eggs. It just doesn't suit my liking.
I know exactly what you mean.
I've dabbled with Treyarchs, and I'm not a huge Easter egg guy. Everybody knows that, but I don't know. It's just not for me. It's a grind though. It's a grind. I mean, when Exo Zombies comes out for me, and I'm just might do a guide or two, but mostly just kind of like me playing and just, having fun with it. Right. That's like probably a 12, 16-hour day. So I couldn't even imagine another day or two on top of that, just going straight.
And well, one thing that I try to do with the Exo Zombies is, because it's kind of separated and everything, like the community is, I always try to like put out the steps as soon as I find them, and kind of keep everyone up, just because it makes it more like everyone's on the same page. And obviously, like for the third one, I wasn't the first one to solve it. We got pretty close, but then I eventually just was like, all right, I have class tomorrow at 7 a.m. It's 4 a.m. and I haven't slept in 30 hours. I need to get like a few hours of sleep. So I don't know. It's fun. It's not for everyone, definitely, but it's great.
You had class?
Yeah.
Isn't that like? So what are you taking, like online, like summer courses?
Oh, for
number 3?
For number three, which one did number three come out? That was, oh no, it wasn't for number three. It was for number two.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say like, whoa, you got some weird university.
Yeah. I mean, I am doing online classes as well. I've got a lot of stuff going on, so it's busy.
Okay,
But,
yeah. What are you majoring in?
I started off with electrical engineering and kind of found I wasn't really enjoying that. It was doable, but I didn't really enjoy coding and everything, and just something about if anyone's has tried coding out there, you'll understand. But like spending so long designing a program and then spending like 8 hours looking for a mistake on why it's not working, and it's like you forgot a period here or you forgot a comma here. There's something about that I just couldn't. I couldn't get over it, and so I switched to economics, and that's what I am now.
Nice, man. Right on. Yeah, I'm taking a business degree, so I'm
Right.
business. I
Pretty
mean,
similar.
it's yeah. I mean, you don't go so much in depth, but like your basic microeconomics, macroeconomics. What was the other? I took like a weird one, like empirical analysis. That was
gosh.
a very weird course. Yeah, my teacher was like an alcoholic, and I got a really bad grade in that class. That was awful. But yeah, man, you're someone else I know. Like, I don't know a lot of larger YouTubers that are going to university and doing YouTube, but you're one of the few people I know. Like, that's impressive that you're doing like engineering, because that's like a hard degree.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't grinding YouTube as hard then, just because I couldn't.
Right.
Like, there's too many time constraints. Like, you had programs due every week and everything. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, it's like for you as well. Anyone who does YouTube at the same time as university knows you're like not super free time happy. You don't have a lot of time to do other stuff, especially if you're trying to be consistent with your content and everything. So.
Yeah, if I was really on the ball, what I would do is like pretty much throughout the week, I would try to get videos done for the weekend, so I would actually have free time on the weekend to like maybe go out, or if I have like projects do that. But week like no time. I just wouldn't see anybody. I just like go to class, go to the gym, come home, do videos if I have any projects or anything, get that done, and that's pretty much like Monday to Thursday. And then
right
usually like Saturday at my university is the night people go out, so go out, do that, and then Sunday kind of like a recoup day and just get work done. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, like university, I mean, with my YouTube channel right now, it's I'm still going to university, but I wonder, like, at what point is it time to maybe think about taking a year or two off?
Yeah.
And for me, it's like I've talked about this a little bit on the podcast. I had a guy, Face Sensor, on last week, and we were talking about it because he actually dropped out to.
Oh yeah, he's really cool.
Yeah, really nice guy, and he dropped out to do MLG gaming.
Right.
And he said, like, he was like, it really was a dumb decision if it hadn't worked out for me. Right. But it worked out for him, and I don't know. It's something I definitely think about a lot in my mind, and
Definitely.
just at the point. And I mean, YouTube's something, like, the way I kind of think about it and talk about it is like, YouTube is only gonna last so long.
Right.
But I want to make the most of it while it does last. Right. And I guess as my channel grows, like, I might be getting flown out places more, going to more events, and it's like, am I gonna have time for school to do all this? So it's definitely something to think about. But
yeah, for me, I've kind of made the decision where I'm gonna stick with school, finish it out, and have that as like the backup. Right. As of right now, unless something happens, and because something can happen so easily on YouTube, like we were talking about earlier, people's channels just being terminated.
I had my channel lost last December.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's so volatile, and it's great, and it's so much fun while it lasts, but you always have to be thinking, like, what if something does go wrong? And that's kind of how I talk to myself, like, I'm going to stay in school, I'm going to finish out my degree, I'm going to have that kind of in my back pocket in case anything happens, and then I'm going to dedicate 100%. And it may be super stressful, like super sleep deprived for those 4 years of college, but try to get out at least one video a day, hopefully two, and just grind it out as much as possible.
Right on, man. I completely respect that. Yeah. I think my plan, at least this year, what I'm planning on doing is I'm gonna take less courses, in the fall because Black Ops 3 Zombies is going to consume my soul. Like,
Oh God.
like it,
I can't wait.
yeah. And then I don't know from there. But the other thing is like, there's so many YouTubers that have done it, and they're doing so well. Like I look at guys like a lot of the younger guys in the gaming community, like Syndicate, Allier, T Martin, right? And it's like, you know, they're doing it, and they're like, it's a thing for them.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and it's something that's always in the back of my head, and I think for me, I'm kind of, because I'm a first year, so I still have 3 years.
Right.
You're a little bit more dedicated, or a little bit more, you've put a little bit more into it than me, and I think I think it's just a waiting game. Just see what the circumstances are, because
yeah, you just gotta be ready to change your plan, like adapt to what's happening, and
because right now I don't really have a need to stop. Like I'm going to like maybe 1 or 2 events a year. I bet, you know, you never know.
Yeah.
So I guess for you, you're gonna finish out your degree, and then just kind of go full gear with YouTube then.
Yeah, unless anything crazy happens in these next 2 years, it's kind of like I have kind of made the sacrifice of, okay, I'm not just all through high school it was like you make A's or you like don't make a grade at all. It's like always put 100%, and I've kind of laid off that a little bit, which sounds bad, but trying to it just be impossible to keep up straight A's, studying all the time, and still put out content every day. So I've just kind of like laid off a little bit. Like, it's okay. You could like B's and A's are like decent, and that's like okay to make. So it's kind of like a trade-off of, okay, I don't get to spend as much time as I'd like to on YouTube, but at the same time, like I'm not gonna spend all my time doing school either. So I can still spend that time on YouTube just because I love it. Like, it's like, I'm sure you feel the same way. It's just such a great opportunity. So few people get to do it. It's silly. It would be silly to just be like, okay, I'm not going to do YouTube during the school year. It'd just be silly.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing with like a channel is momentum. And when you even stop, if you don't upload like a video for a day, at least I feel like that almost kind of like slows down my momentum, and I know
exactly
right. And every day is momentum. If you were to stop for a month, that just completely kills all the momentum you've been grinding for you for 5 years, for me for 3. It's like, I don't want to stop that ever. But I'm absolutely on the same page with you. Like in high school, I was like a 4.0 GPA, really, really committed to studies. And that's something like I've always really been about, like really been an academic. And it's weird thinking like that. I'm like, well, you know, I guess I could just work less at school.
Yeah.
Which it sounds
hard.
terrible.
It's hard. Yeah, it really does sound bad.
Have you ever heard the term? It's called they always say C's get degrees.
Yeah, that's what I lived by in engineering.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, well, you know, I mean, I'm getting a business degree. I'm not planning on going for an MBA. So it's like, it's definitely a thing. But at least at this point, I think, I'm just gonna slow down in the fall, and we'll see what goes from there.
Yeah.
The other thing I was gonna say with channels, like, because it's such a volatile thing, sometimes I kind of think like, you know, when is my time gonna be up on YouTube?
Exactly.
And part of me looks at it in a really nervous way, like, you know, it could be any time. But most people I see who their channels kind of faded out is been because they stopped working at it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, like, I look at you and I see, like, you know, you're grinding at it every day, and I don't see any reason why your channel would slow down, right?
Yeah,
because
it's all about consistency, and I think that's the main thing. If you stop that, I mean, the growth, the views, people who are gonna come back to you daily, that's all gonna slow down if you aren't doing it daily.
Yeah.
And
right on, man. Right on. Cool. All right. Here's the thing. Kind of switching gears here a little bit, but you went skydiving.
Yeah.
So you went skydiving at 18, and that was just basically just decision. I'm 18. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah. Whenever I've always been kind of like, I don't know. I wouldn't say stupid with like what I do, but like if I feel like comfortable enough doing something, like or even if I'm like scared to do it, I'll just do it for the experience. So like for instance, I've gone bungee jumping, I've gone like climbing up a mountain that I had no business being on that mountain trying to climb. Like I'm not like unathletic or anything, but I'm not like super fit. I don't go to the gym every day. I know you're always on that grind of going to the gym, but
yeah,
like
man, I need it. I get too stressed out if I don't.
yeah. So I mean like stuff like that. Let me try to think what else. Like there was this thing I went to and it had like this 3-story kind of jump pad and it had this huge kind of not bouncy thing, but it had like a giant air mattress type thing at the bottom, and you could like jump off the top of this 3-story jump pad thing and land on the bottom. And first try, didn't even try anything else. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try to do a backflip off this. So like that stuff like that, where I just feel like I want to do it.
You just want to be a bird.
So we're like early though, and so I figured when I was like 16, I was like, what age do you need to be to go skydiving? And I looked and it said 18, so. As soon as I turned 18, I was like, I'm gonna go jump out of a plane.
Nice. Yeah, I drunkenly made the decision that I am gonna go skydiving when I hit a million. Well, if I hit a million subscribers.
Yeah, that's a great goal.
It was so bad. It was actually Canada Day, so like the equivalent of your guys' July 4th, and I jumped off a really big rock, and like I am really terrified of heights, and I just said, screw it today. I'm just gonna live life and just go for it.
Right.
Only got to be brave for 1 second. The rest will, gravity will take care of itself.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I don't know. Then, anyways, the day progressed. We had some drinks with friends, went to a party and stuff. And I came home and I was like, you know what? I got to do something big if I hit 1 million subscribers. And I was like, skydiving. So I woke up the next morning. I kind of forgot about it. I checked Twitter. I'm like, oh, right.
Right.
Well, I can't back out of that now. So
yeah, it's definitely like I don't know. I was feeling super confident going up there. Like I think the worst part for me was the flight, like because obviously you're just kind of like making little circles ascending, and you just look down at your little wrist gauge and you just see the altitude going up and up. And I think that was the only time that I was like ever doubtful or like, well, maybe I shouldn't do this, but. Yeah, you're there, and in the moment, like you see everyone else doing it, and you get yourself pumped up, and then you just jump, and I think everyone should try it at least once. I don't know if I'd go like every weekend or anything, but like it's something that I think everyone should try at least once, and I'll probably end up going again.
Yeah, when you paint it like that, like just flying up and looking the ground getting closer, like that makes it so much more real for me and so much more scary. But
it's part of the rush. It's part of why it's like such a big event. I don't know. It's not like, I wouldn't say it's like life changing or anything, but it's definitely like puts things in perspective of like, hey, like I don't know. It's an experience, definitely.
Right on. Yeah, absolutely. Are you thinking of doing anything special for 1 million?
I was thinking, and one thing that came to mind was putting those old videos into like kind of like a react video, and like, or just making that public of like where you can find those videos on YouTube of me. And they're honestly just like the most embarrassing videos you can imagine. Just like terrible actors, just terrible editing, like gunshot sounds aren't synced up. Like I tried to do all this stuff, like, and I was actually trying, was the sad part. So I don't know. I'm thinking about something like that. I don't know. I've got a few things in mind, but
okay, yeah,
that's definitely an awesome one that you
people
have.
really like reacting videos. I did one to my first zombies video, and people just absolutely loved it, which I was surprised, because I was like, this is a terrible video. No one's gonna like this.
It's the fact that you're like watching your own creation, but realizing like how much you've improved and how much simpler it was in a way back then.
It makes it almost feel more real, just to think like, wow, like that was me.
Yeah,
and exactly. Just to think how much you had no expectation of this ever happening.
Exactly.
Is beyond words. Like 500,000 subscribers, 5,000 subscribers was like, yeah, right. Like it was exactly. That was a joke. I remember actually, in grade 11, I took a yoga course in my high school, and one of the things we had to do was like write down our goals. And mine was like, I think I was at like 2,000 subscribers, and I was like, I really like, my goal is get 10,000, and like that was my thing. And
That's awesome.
And it was like, but the real goal, like if I could have like whatever I wanted in life is 1 million. But that's like but yeah, right. That's never going to happen.
Yeah.
It's so weird that that's like a possibility now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that's one thing that a lot, just because when I started, and you said you started 3 years ago, right?
Yeah, but a couple months before Black Ops 2 came out.
Yeah, so I mean, back in those times, YouTube wasn't about like making it a job. It wasn't about making it a career. It wasn't about like being a full-time YouTuber.
Yeah.
You just made videos because it was fun. And like I remember the first time I got paid from it, I was like, or I just saw any sort of earnings or anything. I made like 8 cents in 1 week, and I was like, what? Wait. I just didn't understand, and that was just, I don't know, such a shock. And
you're like,
nowadays yeah, really, it's like I'm gonna go buy a gumball with this month's earning. But yeah, that's one thing that I feel like is different, like being around as YouTube's kind of progressed, is that more people look at it as kind of like a job and like something that they want to make their job and do it full time. And back then it was just like people made videos because they loved it. And I don't want to be like one of those guys who's like, oh, YouTube was better in the old days, but it was just kind of a different environment. But I think it's definitely, you don't think so?
I think money drives people to make better videos. Like for me, if I wasn't getting paid on YouTube, I wouldn't be able to do this full time. I'd have to work somewhere else. And then I probably could upload every day still, but I wouldn't have a second channel. I wouldn't be doing live streams. I wouldn't be like tweeting back to people on Twitter. I wouldn't have all that other stuff. So people that say YouTube's not as good because money, I don't agree with that.
I think it's not so much the people who are making it full time that makes it worse. I think it's different in the fact that like people will start it for different reasons.
That is definitely true. Starting it for money is,
yeah.
It's just, I mean, whether it's like immoral or whatever, it's not going to work out for you. Is I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean I made videos for 2 years and I was still under 10,000 views.
Yeah.
So I mean, like if you know anything about like advertising and stuff, you're at that point. If I'm still making videos, it's not for the money.
No, it's a little bit.
It's just because I like doing it.
Yeah, it's like a little bit maybe extra, like spending, like like, oh, go get some food with this money or whatever. But it's not
exactly.
It's not anything that is like, that's not the incentive at that point, right? It's yeah. YouTube's a cool thing. YouTube's definitely a cool thing.
Yeah.
What else? I got a couple other things there we can talk about. How do your friends and family view your YouTube channel? What do they think of that?
It's kind of a range of reactions, and I'm sure you've gotten the exact same one. I'm sure anyone who's been a YouTuber has gotten the same reactions. And at first, I think people don't really think it's a real thing, or they don't like realize that like we have such a unique job, and they just kind of view it as like, oh, so cute, you make little videos and put them on the internet. That's like the reaction that I got a lot at the beginning. And like as sad as it is, like a lot of people don't take it seriously unless they know you're like making money off of it. And I think that's something that's kind of it's such a unique hobby, because not many people, like none of my friends make videos. Like obviously I used to make videos with my neighbor, but he was never interested in editing or uploading. He just thought it was like kind of fun to mess around for an afternoon. And it's a really unique hobby that a lot of people do, but unfortunately, especially as you get older, people don't really take it seriously unless they realize that like it has real world stuff too, which I think is kind of sad.
People are haters, man. I received a lot of flack for my YouTube channel when I was in high school.
Exactly.
I would say something, and if someone like didn't disagree with me or whatever, they'd go like, "Oh, why don't you make a video about it?"
Yeah,
and it's like,
exactly.
Man, like go screw yourself, because
just gotta ignore the haters.
But I listened to your advice, and I got 500,000 subs now, so go. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's definitely a thing. People don't respect it unless you're actually successful at it.
Mm-hmm.
And I find guys, like when I was even small, especially smaller guys would be like, oh, that's cool. Like, you know, you do gaming. Like, I like gaming. Like, that's really awesome, man. Like, you know, you're kind of like insert big names YouTuber.
Yeah.
Right. And then, I mean, girls are always like, oh, that's really, really nerdy or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've noticed as my channel's kind of progressed, I find girls are a little bit more cool with it because they're like, oh, like, you know, I'm not into gaming, but that's cool that you have this sort of size.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do your parents think about it?
They're all for it. They kind of just trust me to like make the right decisions with my life, and like if I'm doing something stupid, they like tell me, but they're like, hey, this is your decision, but this is what we think. But they're all for it. They're really supportive of it, and obviously it's kind of hard like making videos when I'm back at home because there's a lot more people walking around, and like I have a really bad room for recording and everything like that. But they're generally like really supportive of it, and like they like to kind of brag about it and be like, yeah, if someone's talking about like recently the article with like PewDiePie and everything. Everyone was talking about him. They were like, "Oh, yeah, my son does the same thing as that."
My son also makes $7.5 million a year.
No, I wish, no. But I don't know. They're proud of it.
Did you see the video that he did on that?
Oh yeah. I really liked his video on it.
Yeah, I gained a lot of respect for him from doing that video.
Too.
Like, I mean, I'm not against the guy. He's doing really well for himself, and that's awesome. But I don't really like PewDiePie's videos. It's just it's not. I mean, it's not branded for my demographic.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
But he made that video, and that really spoke to me. I was like, yeah, man, this guy's absolutely right. He's not in it for the $7.5 million. I'm sure he likes the $7.5 million, but knowing like the way he put it was kind of like, look, you guys know this now, and it almost takes away from my content, and I don't want it to take away from my content because I want the content to be about the entertainment and not the me making $7.5 million. I thought that was really, really awesome of him.
Yeah, I really liked his video. And then another YouTuber that I have been watching since forever, Philip DeFranco. I was watching one of his kind of videos about it because I was like, oh yeah, Philip DeFranco's talking about it. I want to see what he had to say because he's a YouTuber as well. And he was kind of like, yeah, good for him. He probably even makes more than that. That was just like part of his earnings that came out, and good for him. He's doing something that like entire 100,000 person team, not 100,000, but like hundreds of people work in like a TV studio trying to make a show that people will watch, and he just sits in his room and like plays video games and pulls in those kind of numbers. So good for him that he's making like money that like is equivalent of that. And I was like, that makes perfect sense, and it kind of puts it in perspective of what he actually has accomplished on YouTube. And even though like what you said, I don't really personally would watch his videos, I did watch that one, and I really liked what he said about it.
Yeah, it's always weird that PewDiePie is like kind of the head of YouTube now. That he's a gamer. I as a gamer on YouTube, I like it because I almost feel like it gives us kind of more respect.
Right.
Because back in the day, man, YouTube hated gamers. They removed the gaming little like subheader or category because there was like a bunch of gamers back in the day, and they do giveaways, and they'd say, hey, if you if you remember that, yeah, you like and share my video, and then it would get to the homepage. And I remember, like, not to call anybody out, but it was like there was a couple guys, back in the day, like those like COD YouTubers, the classic COD YouTubers, and it was like, this guy's on the homepage today, and they even had days of the week that they would share, like, all right, Tuesday's him, Wednesday's him, Thursday's him, and then it's back to him, and they just would loop it through. And oh my god, yeah, they
would rotate, because back in the day, YouTube categories were all about the homepage. So like there was the animal and pet section, like the vlog section, or like videos. There was a gaming section. I know they took it away before they brought it back. But like there was all the different sections, like how-to videos, and they would just have gaming videos of like them playing Call of Duty and then giving away like an Xbox, and they would be at the top of the animals videos just because it would get them onto the homepage. So I thought that was a really like funny time in YouTube that I'm sure YouTube doesn't look back on fondly, but it was just kind of a thing that happened.
I bet they feel bad that they did that, because now you look at how successful gaming is, and it's like, we probably should have treated them better.
Right.
Like you look at Twitch, and Twitch is so cool with gamers and stuff. And now YouTube's coming on with this YouTube gaming thing, which I'm personally really excited to see how this goes.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing YouTube live streaming for a couple months now, even before they announced YouTube, and I've kind of been working with the team. I can't say too much about it, but I've kind of been working with the team to kind of like improve it and have what YouTube Live needs and YouTube Gaming needs to like make it a platform that people want to use. That's good for the viewer and the streamer. Right. So I've been doing it for like a couple months now, and I managed to get the app early, so I've been like using it and trying it out. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, actually, I saw your I think you put up a picture. Maybe it was in your video. Actually, I saw it was like the Black Ops 3 header, and I saw myself in there. I was really excited.
Yeah.
I was really excited for that. I was like, hey, that's me. Yeah, but I think I kind of want to get into YouTube live streaming. I do it on Twitch just because I find the chat to be better and easier to interact.
That's one thing that they do need to improve on, and they are working to improve. But
well, that's what I felt like. I felt like the live streaming that they have is kind of a second thought, but with this YouTube gaming thing, I think they're really gonna step it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you get? I know like everyone can't talk about this, but did you get one of those little boxes?
It's they didn't send me one, but like they just told me like, hey, you've been sorry, I can't say too much.
No. We'll cut it there.
No, they didn't send me one. That they sent me some other stuff instead.
Okay.
But I can't really talk about what.
I'm so jealous.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. No, absolutely. We don't want to get Noah J off YouTube or anything.
They wouldn't be very happy with me.
Yeah, no. All right, let's switch gears. Favorite zombies map of all time?
Oh gosh.
Right on the spot.
Spot.
I'll give you some time to think make up your mind. So mine personally it's always a split for me between Mob of the Dead and Origins.
Oh, good ones.
But yeah. Derice and Noct actually. They also hold a special place in my heart just for the nostalgia.
So true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. Well, hey, good news. I'm sure you saw this, but good news if you like those two maps. The director of those two maps is now the lead director on Zombies.
Yep.
So all of the maps are gonna be more like Origins and Mob.
I know. I'm so excited because those two maps were like just heaven on earth for me. And then Die Rise, Buried, and they weren't like they weren't too cool. Mm-hmm. I mean, I like Buried now, but at the time it just wasn't for me. And then I mean, Transit was Transit.
we don't talk about Transit.
Well, we don't. It's an established thing in the community. Actually, in my Twitch chat, I have that. That's the only word I have banned in my Twitch chat.
That's awesome.
You can say hate, whatever you want, but I just did that for a joke.
That's a good thing to have banned. That's funny. Oh gosh, I would probably have to go with Mob of the Dead.
Mob of the Dead.
To be honest, it's such a terror because there's so many that like I have such good memories on like each map individually. And like fun fact, I like people who have been kind of watching my streams about. I'm kind of going back through and playing the old maps. I played Shinonuma today, and that was the first time I had like taken a serious attempt at Shinonuma. Like I know the storyline, like what happens, but I had never like physically picked up a controller or a keyboard and mouse and played Shinonuma and like gotten Jug and started training and stuff like that. Like I had played Zombies, but it never was like a serious thing that I did. I was always kind of like doing other stuff. So I mean, relatively speaking, a lot of people have started Zombies before me, but all of the World at War and Black Ops maps are kind of foreign to me in a way. So it's kind of weird that I like pick Black Ops 2 maps as my favorite ones, but that's just because I have like the best memories of those, and those were like first time playing them, didn't know anything about the map.
Yeah, no, man. I mean, I'm right there with you. Like, I was super into Zombies in World at War. That was the reason I bought a PlayStation. But
Right.
then Black Ops 1 came out, and I couldn't get on board with Kino. The idea of training was like so foreign to me. I just this is weird. I don't like this. And I did multiplayer for pretty much all Black Ops 2 until Moon came out. And then Moon was just not a map that I liked either. So pretty much actually after Black Ops, I pretty much just got out of Call of Duty, all of Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, I kind of that's kind of where I took my took my initial break from doing the COD vids.
Yeah, what was your like you said you've been playing since COD 4. What was your favorite COD? Is it 4?
For multiplayer, definitely COD 4. Or it's pretty close with Call of Duty 2. I had a phase kind of like with in NW3 and some of Black Ops 1 that I just played Call of Duty 2. So Call of Duty 2 is like I didn't play it when it first came out. I was too young, but I really like the way Call of Duty 2 plays. And even though it's very simple, that's kind of what I like about everything. So Advanced Warfare and stuff like that. I like the multiplayer, but I can't play it super often.
Yeah, I think for me, Advanced Warfare has to be something I do really casually and not caring about my KD because I get wrecked in that game.
Yeah,
I can pull an even KD, but I'm not gonna be pulling up big scores in that game.
Right.
Yeah.
My favorite kind of switched. Infinity Ward made my favorite Call of Duties until Modern Warfare 3, and then it kind of switched to Treyarch.
I think like that. I feel like that was really the natural progression. Like COD 4 definitely beat World at War.
Right.
Modern Warfare 2, everyone loved that. I mean, I
love that game.
I like Black Ops 1 more because Modern Warfare 2 made me rage so much. Like I loved it, but noob tubes and like one man army and all that stuff. It just I couldn't get over that. I still have nightmares about it.
The javelin glitch.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh yes.
That was so bad. The care package glitch, people would hold the care package and run around and it would give them like super speed, and with commando they could like lunge. You'd be in a room with them and you're just auto dead. It was ridiculous. But yeah, I think Modern Warfare 2 probably beat Black Ops 1
Yeah,
in terms of popularity. But it was like that was like the turning point. And then I would say Black Ops 2 beat Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah.
And I would, if I had to take a shot in the dark, I would say Black Ops 3 is going to beat Ghosts.
So something is agreeing with you in my head.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I might have to go with that.
I haven't had the opportunity to play the multiplayer yet, but I have a feeling
it's fun. It's real fun.
Oh yeah, you must have played it at E3.
I have about 4 hours of game time on it, and it's amazing.
Yeah. How was E3?
It was a lot of fun. It's really busy in the fact that like I don't know. I know everyone kind of goes to like hang out with other YouTubers and party, and it's great to hang out with other YouTubers, and I do that. But it's always during the day. Like I kind of treat it as a business trip, and maybe I should like take it a little bit more easy. But I always treat it as a business trip, and I would like play Black Ops 3, and then I think we finished around like 2 a.m. And I went back and worked on videos for 5 hours until 7 a.m. and then slept for an hour, woke up at 8 a.m. and got all my videos uploaded.
Hey man, that is dedication. I completely respect that. Yeah.
Yeah, I treat it like, hey, this is the time for me to put out content that is fresh, that like people want to see, and I don't know. I've always been kind of about like you're gonna get out with your channel what you put into it. So the more work you put in, and it seems like you're the same way. Where if you put in a lot of work, that's what you're gonna get out of it. So
yeah, dude, I'm definitely a grinder. I don't know if I'm a 50-hour Exo-Zombies grinder.
Yeah, I'm a little insane for that much. But.
That's the thing, though, man. Insanity and success are next door neighbors. So
exactly.
Yeah, no, I have a thing on my channel is I never miss a day of upload.
Yeah.
So since I started taking my channel right now seriously, I missed one day, and it was at university, and it was like this like a homecoming. I don't know if I think it's pretty popular. Yeah, it was like this like all day event, and everyone was like drinking and stuff, and there's like a football game, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm like normal day, I'm gonna make a video, and I just forgot. And I completely forgot the entire day. And I was kind of glad I didn't remember during the day, because it would have been like, oh no, like I gotta go. Like I would have been like thinking about it all day, and I wouldn't have been able to make a video.
I always feel guilty whenever I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like one of those like really obsessive things that I have to get one out every single day. Yeah. Anyways, we're coming up on an hour, so we're gonna end it there. Thank you so much for coming on, man. It's been a pleasure to have you on. I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've ever actually like talked over Skype.
Yeah, I remember popping in your stream because I saw you. I saw your stream, so I was like, hey, I'll pop in.
Yeah, and, you dropped that sub, and I didn't believe it was you.
That was funny.
Well, because I saw it, and I'm like, NoahJ456, and I'm like, oh, I know who that is. And then I was like, wait, he subscribed? And I'm like, it's probably someone that just copied his name. And I read it, I'm like, no, that is NoahJ456. NoahJ456. I'm like, all right, everyone, 1 second. I gotta make sure this is legit because he's subscribed. I can't just like curve him like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one nice part about having like a really weird username that has like numbers in it and stuff is no one really like takes it.
Yeah.
Or unless they're like purposely trying to copy me, which
Yeah.
they did on PS4. And if you're listening to this, whoever has my PS4 gamer tag of NoahJ456, I'm coming for you.
That's too bad because Zombies is gonna be for the PS4 too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm like that on Xbox. My Xbox, I don't have the SmithPlays with an S. I have it with a Z.
Yeah. It's just kind of like you want to have everything consistent, but then it's just that one thing that's different.
Yeah, but I mean, I think like someone's gonna search in, like it doesn't really matter for Xbox, but like my Twitch is that way as well. It's the SmithPlays with the Z. But people search the SmithPlay, and at that point, it's probably gonna pop up plays, and then they'll just be like lazy and just click that. So I don't really think it matters. Yeah. Anyways, if you guys want to go subscribe to Noah, his channel is NoahJ456. He does GTA and zombies. Your Twitter's just NoahJ456 as well.
Yep.
Consistent branding. There you go. That's what it's all
there
about.
it is.
All right, guys. That was episode 61. Thank you for watching. We'll be back. Whoa, I'm going to be in California this week. If you're watching this, I am in California, which is crazy. First time going. I'm very excited. Awesome. I'll be back next week to talk about my adventures. See you then. Bye.